I think I'm on. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are you here? Hello? Somebody say hi, Annette. Because I see you're all talking to each other. Okay, thank you for telling me that I'm here. Much appreciate. I have whiplash from the news. Oh my gosh. I gotta talk to Kathy Beal. Is she in the chat? Is our resident astrologer in the chat? I mean, I do know that I was talking about Mars going into Aquarius. Was that on Tuesday? Let me check. I think it was Tuesday. Hi, happy Friday. Mars went into Aquarius. Well, Mercury is in Aquarius. Hang on, I need to find this. Can't find it. Anyway, I think that that's part of it. Good to see you all. It's been a week. It's been a hard week. I want to acknowledge the passing of Alexei Navalny. Whenever anybody asked me to read on it, I got the same thing, that he was not going to survive. I do get what happened. Venus just went into Aquarius, but Mars went into Aquarius also. So, okay, Venus. Okay, I was reading it wrong. No, actually, we're in Aquarius now. We have Pluto in Aquarius, we have Mars in Aquarius, and we have Venus in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius. Wow. That's a lot. That's like all Tower card. That's a lot. I know the week feels like a blur. So then this morning I'm watching Morning Joe actually, and the news comes in that Navalny was gone. And the people that aren't afraid to go there are saying that he was murdered, and he was. I've been saying for a couple of years now that the Russian people are going to revolt. I've been saying for a couple of years now that there's going to be kind of a coup in Russia. We can read on that. We can find out more about it through the cards. Maybe they'll have some insight for us. And then we have, like, I'm trying to recap everything in my mind. Last weekend, the loser went on his rant about if a NATO country doesn't pay their dues, because he thinks NATO is like a country club. So last weekend, the loser was up there saying, then I would just, what did he say? Like, I'll just let him go ahead and attack the hell out of him. A NATO country, our allies that came to our aid, the only time Article 5 was ever implemented, where if one NATO country is attacked, the other NATO countries send military aid. We were the only ones that ever benefited from that. And he's up there on the world stage. Well, I mean, the whole world watches what's going on in America. Let's be real. We're interesting. America's an interesting specimen. We're an experiment, right? This democracy experiment. So there was that. Putin doubles down. He's getting ready. Putin's getting ready for an election. We had Tucker over there interviewing him like the moron that the Tucker is. And then before the Russian election, Navalny gets knocked off. He didn't go for a walk in freaking Siberia, wherever he was, in the sub-0 degree temperatures and collapse and die. Let's be real. So there's that. When that happened, when I heard the news this morning, there was a shift. The energy is shifting. Have y'all noticed? Yeah, knowing that Navalny is no longer suffering, what a life that soul chose. It's really, it's overwhelmingly incredible. A true martyr puts the rest of us to shame that don't fight for our rights. Honestly, I mean, let's just be real. Puts the rest of us to shame that can't find the time to save our democracy, because so many don't realize how precious it is that if we don't like the president, look at what they say about Joe Biden. If we don't like the president, we can say we don't like the president. For God's sake, Donald Trump called Joe Biden a bastard. Biden has the decency to stop the curse word from kind of coming out of his mouth. So that happens. Big shifts, big shifts, big shifts. Then lo and behold, all this evidence that they had against Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and all this stuff. Oh, well, the first sham thing was a Chinese spy. The second one that this is all the GOPs, the Putin Republicans, this is their MO. The next one was a Russian. The next one was a Russian who fed all this fake information to James the Dunce Comer, Jim Jordan, and the rest of them. And they're all over Fox, and they're all over Fox. And, oh, we have some evidence. Oh, we have oh, wait till it comes out. Oh, wait. Oh, you're not going to believe it. Oh, we got some evidence against Biden. Oh, yeah, he's cheated. He took money from China. All this, and we find out that it was all BS. Not that we didn't know that. I'm actually going to start tonight we'll do a group hug in a second. I'm actually going to start tonight. I'm going to pull 3 cards on what Fox News, faux news, what they're doing right now. Because not only did they get in trouble from Dominion for all the lies, but that was Dominion. That was a voting machine company, totally slandered. I have to put this up so you can see Love Wins. Now, what are they going to do with this? What are they going to do with this? All right, we'll do a group hug. Let's get the group hug out of the way. Not that I don't love a group hug, because we got to get to all this news. It's a lot. I got to see how much I can squeeze in. 1, 2, 3, group hug. All right, let's support one another. I'm gonna start with 3 cards about what faux news is gonna do with this. How are they going to pull the wool over their viewers' eyes with this one? It was all fake. They were banking on that since day one, since January 2023. As soon as they got in there, they were like, the reporters were asking them that what they were going to do, what platform they ran on, what their plans were, what bills they were going to pass, what they were going to legislate. They were asking them all these questions. And James Comer, January of last year, stood there at the press conference, and the reporters couldn't even get a word in or a question, and he was like, we're going to go after Hunter Biden. We're going to go after Hunter Biden's laptop. Are you effing kidding me? All fake. Smartmatic also is suing Fox. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to use my, I don't have the box handy. This is the Carl Jung deck. Oh, I threw it somewhere. This is a new deck. And then we're going to switch to the Voyager deck. The Voyager deck is very complex. So it's a very complex time that we're in. And then I'm going to do my best to not go off on too many tangents, because there's so many I could go on about. But just briefly, I'll mention, I did watch some of what was going on. I like the way you spelled faux news. I did watch what was going on in Georgia. It literally made me feel sick to my stomach what those prosecutors were doing in that hearing where they're trying to frame Fani Willis. They think they're in Russia. They do. They think they're in Russia. All the Comeys and the Jim Jordans and the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Lauren Boeberts and the Matt Gaetz and the Louis Gohmert and the Paul Gosar and the Andy Biggs and the what's his name? The ghost bus guy, Clay Higgins. They think they're in Russia. Tucker Carlson is in Russia, or he was. I don't feel very good things coming for Tucker. But anyway, 3 cards about what is going to happen to faux news. Pushing the lies. Shameless. They're absolutely shameless. But they've been able to get away with it to a certain degree up until now. Posted the link to Navalny's his what? Last recorded message according to the Post. He was fine the night before. Navalny. I'm reading about faux news. Let's hear for Terry. Terry's helping us and it's awesome and she helps me to not jump around too much. It's not easy. I'm telling you, I have whiplash from watching the news today. Faux news. Okay. These cards are a little strange, but that's okay. I see faux news kind of tiptoeing around this. Tiptoeing around this whole issue about the Russian informant. He was arrested. I think he could serve like 25 years in prison for what he did. And faux news, they're gonna tiptoe around it. They're trying to figure it out right now. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of Cups. I actually see that faux news is going to have to come clean about this. They're just like they had to after the Dominion case where they had to, it wasn't really an apology, but there are times that they are forced to say, well, we didn't get that quite right, right? And Jessica Tarlov, she's going to have a field day. I really get that. It's going to be good. Make sure you check it out. I don't know what it's going to be, but whatever she does, Jessica, she's like the woke anchor. Yeah, the guys are saying, pay attention to Jessica Tarlov around this. This is them. They're going to tiptoe around it. Oh, well, we have a little information that we got a little bit wrong. Laura Ingraham will try to spin it, though. Yeah, it's interesting. I think this is the World card. And the 10 of Cups. I hate to say it, but they're gonna tiptoe around it, and then they're gonna double down. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean they'll get away with it in the long run, but faux news is gonna double down. They're gonna tiptoe around it. They're gonna be asked some tough questions. I don't know who's gonna ask them tough questions, but maybe Jessica Tarlov. But I feel like they're going to tiptoe around it. And then what we're going to see, get ready for this. Because what we're going to see is we're going to see the fascist Republicans, the Putin Republicans, and faux news and all the fake news. They're going to double down and they're going to it's not going to work. But they're going to throw everything at the wall. And they're just going to, it's going to be like a waterfall of absolute, total, outlandish, can't even believe they're saying this stuff. That's what we're going to see. So faux news isn't going to get in trouble right now. First, they're going to tiptoe around that issue. They're going to try to construe it to seem like it makes sense, that they got it kind of wrong. Buy stocks and Heinz ketchup. But they're gonna double down and start it will get more clear to more people that they're just propaganda. Not the ones that are deeply, deeply, deeply in the cult, but it's going to get more clear. It's going to get more clear that they are propaganda. The good news is that we will all see that it's fake. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, Betty. That is what I'm seeing. It's kind of like, well, it is a pattern. I mean, if you think about the loser, he truly is a loser. Oh my gosh, he's such a loser. When you think about the loser, try not to think about him for too long, but you know, humor me for a second. Whenever he's in trouble, then he gets more outlandish. Whenever I told you it was going to be more than 350 mil. And it will exceed 500 million. But anyway, whenever he's really caught, he gets crazy. And I said it a long time ago. When the pressure is on, he gets more bizarre. And he the most crazy things, like last weekend, like we were talking about what he said about NATO. And the world was very upset. Our allies were very upset, rightfully so. But you'd think that they would, you know, kind of retract and, you know, lay off a little bit for a little while. No, they double down. And that's how those personality types work. So yeah, phone news. All right. So did anybody see? I actually had a couple clients and I didn't get to see what the loser said after that all happened. Did anybody see after I wrote down the amount. I wrote down the amount and then I went, oh, no, it's way more than that. It's way more than that. I'm just wondering if anybody saw 453.5 million. It's going to go way up from that, like to 600 million. So to the tune of almost $1 billion, because he couldn't admit that he made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake, but I'm just saying. He can't say he's sorry. He can't admit that he's caught. It's just, you know, this type of thing has a shelf life. For Donald Trump, it's been like a 50-year shelf life of, you know, getting away with everything. But as far as being held accountable, the more the loser's response is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the more he gets backed into a corner, the crazier he gets. And the other night, on Wednesday night, that was a really tough night with that shooting. Yeah, and we need to talk more about that because it's totally off the news now. But the other night, when I was reading about how the loser was doing in the face of what was going on prior to this amount of money he's going to owe, finding that out, it stuck with me that I asked how he was doing mentally, and I got the Seven of Cups. And it really struck me how in a fog of delusion he is. He's in a total land of delusion. Did you guys see, did he say anything? So Dwight is saying what's very disturbing, of course, is half of the GOP believe anything he says. They don't believe anything he says. Some of them might, but I don't get that they believe anything he said. They're just that corrupt. I actually don't pick up that any of the GOP believes him. I don't get that. I don't get that any of them really believe that the election was stolen. I don't pick that up at all. And rest assured, more and more people are going to wake up, even those that were in the cult. More and more people are. Yeah, I was wondering what he gave it. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, Earth Eyes. So, let's see. He gave a speech in front of the gates of Mar-a-Lago after 6. He went on and on as usual. Couldn't listen long. So basically, the same play, the same speech. He says the same things over and over and over. Let me adjust this because I feel like I'm too low, kind of off the screen. I'm still adjusting to the StreamYard thing. It's got much less of a screen here for me. So we'll just say wins. It's way different from YouTube. Let me see if I can do this. No. I'll play with it later. I didn't mean to leave you. Okay. Let's take a look at the Voyager deck. This is a good one. This is a good one for complex things. Okay, thank you, Gloria. He blamed the judge and the Democrats and said a witch hunt. You know what an actual witch hunt is? What they did to Joe Biden. Donnie is a broken record, that's for sure. That was a bona fide witch hunt, if you can call it that. You know, fake lies, fake stories about Joe Biden. By the way, let's look at this. Let's look at, I'm going to switch decks again. I'm all schizo tonight. That's what happened. You know, it was too much news. Let's look at what is the Biden administration going to do in response to this slander, defamation, lying, what they put the Biden family through. And can we just have a moment of celebrating? They found out. They found out. They found out. It was all, you're waiting for Don Jr. to come out yelling? It was all, in 2024, we see justice more and more. See, it's happening. It must be because we were saying our little chant. What they put the Bidens through. I mean, justice is sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. It really and truly is. I mean, can you imagine if it were them and they were slandered and defamed the way that the Putin Republicans have slandered and defamed the Biden family? If it were reversed, what would they be doing? They'd be sending them to Gitmo. They wanted to do that anyway. The loser is about to go through some things. Yeah, remember that, it was a while ago, the woman who was the Ukrainian diplomat, I don't remember. That wasn't her. I'm not having her title right. But remember they just got rid of her because she knew too much and she was kind of investigating what was going on with Putin. Damon wants to know when the revenge politics will stop. It's kind of always been a thing. It's gotten intense. We can read on when will it get less intense, perhaps. 3 cards on what the Biden family will do to respond to this. I mean, the guy's going to prison. They called him an FBI informant that went to the bureau to report this fake information. What is Biden going to do? Well, let me see. The 4 of Wands, that's good. It's actually going to make our government stronger. It's going to make our government stronger. The Moon card is here. Oh my gosh, all the Republicans are going to be like, oh, no fearsies, no fearsies, no, don't, oh, no. They're just going to keep lying. Biden will keep his head down and do his job. I agree, James. That's kind of what this looks like. But this really takes a lot of pressure off of Joe Biden, and that's what we need. It's not an easy job. Let's be real. Can you imagine being the president of the United States right now? So it's going to make Biden much stronger. It's like the difference between a house built on stilts and a house built with a strong foundation. It's going to really help. Hunter needs to sue. I kind of saw that he was going to sue Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, Yakovich. What was her first name? She saw how Putin puppets were corrupting the legal system. Yes, and police before he declared war. And when the loser was in the White House, They were literally saying she's going to go through some things. They think they're in Russia. I'm telling you. Yes, I think Hunter Biden should sue the Republicans too. I don't think Joe Biden has the time. Pirate dad joke. A pirate came into a bar and the bartender asked him why he had paper towels on his head. These classes are useless. Pirate said, "Arg, there's a bounty on my head." That's kind of good, actually. All right, you get a bell. You get a bell. That's kind of good. I might have to tell that to my dad. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is Hunter going to sue? I thought he already was suing Marjorie Taylor Greene. But now they're both wait. Hunter is I know Hunter has Mars in Aries, which is like they don't take things just lying down. I don't think Kathy is here. I'm trying to remember what Hunter's sun sign is. Visit my website and book a reading. Is Hunter Biden going to sue? Oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh yes. Yes, he did send a cease and desist statement or letter or whatever it's called. Oh yeah, he's going to sue. Oh yeah, wouldn't you? God, yes. This is all going to make Biden much stronger. Much stronger. And you know, I just want to mention Hunter is an Aquarius. Are you sure? That doesn't sound right. I believe you, Barbara. I think what stuck in my mind was that Mars in Aries. So I kind of, that to me seemed bigger than the sun sign. But thank you. Yeah. Wow. Is it just me, or did other people today just watching the news, like, did you kind of get news whiplash? That's what I'm calling it. His birthday is February 4th, Hunter Biden. Okay. This is going to make Biden stronger. On Tuesday, at our Grassroots of Democracy meditation for a healed America, we did a meditation that is going to impact Ukraine getting aid. We did. Tweet Scotcher, you're so funny. Today felt like a big day. Yeah, and then some. Yeah, we did a really good meditation, and if you sign up for Grassroots of Democracy, the 20 on Tuesdays, you'll get our meditations the next day. They're working. They are working. Aren't they, Terry? They're working. More Democrats running elections winning. Let's see how the loser is doing. I'm actually going to go through the family. I'm going to go through the family. Not the entire family. But. And then the date for, let me see if I can keep the trials straight. The March 25th one, they should stop calling it the Stormy Daniels money case. They should start calling it the election interference case. Because that's really what it is. Gloria's saying our meditations are working. They absolutely are. It's been a year and a half at least we've been doing guided meditations for a healed America every single week on Tuesday. 3 cards about the loser. How is the loser doing? I really think that he's, I know maybe I've seen in the past, I've noticed other psychics saying that the loser doesn't have dementia. They call him Trump, I think. That he doesn't have dementia. I mean, I don't know what it is, but his brain is in an absolute fog. So let's see how he's doing. The devil card. Oh, no, this isn't the devil card. I always get the devil card for him. Okay, this is the Empress. which represents the United States, and this is a fortune card. America took away his fortune. COVID brain, you think? Yeah, I guess that, oh, that makes sense, Thomas. That didn't even cross my mind. There's such a thing as long COVID. And I've heard about something called COVID brain. Have you guys heard of that? Because I pick up foggy brain, and I keep attributing it to dementia and lack of sleep and stress and poor diet and being obese and not getting any exercise. Exercise makes your brain work better, especially walking. Warren, we will. I'm just trying to focus. Okay, so how the loser is doing. The Empress represents the United States. The fortune card represents the United States just took away his fortune. His fake fortune. Don't even get me started about Alina Habba talking about how much good that woman is lost. How much good Trump did. I have to say Trump when I'm talking about Alina Habba because she talks about him like he's the president. He did so much good for New York City. Like what? He didn't pay his taxes. That's called robbery. That's called stealing. Habba dabba doo. She's awful. This other card is the Three of Wands. Let me tell you what this is about. This is a compassion card, but it's not about him being compassionate. It's about the fallout from Alexa Navalny's murder. Is going to supersede whatever's going on with the loser. Let me see if I can make that make more sense. So America has taken his money. See, Empress America. This is his pseudo fortune. And this is the compassion card. Our love and our compassion for humanity far, 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 far trumps, supersedes. It's way more powerful than this crap. Howard the Duck, Alina. What was his role in the tower? In the towers? I don't understand the question. What do you mean? What was his role in the towers? Maybe if you clarify that question. Sure, he'll find a Russian oligarch to buy it. Oh, to buy Trump Tower? Okay. All right. I have so much news in my head, I don't even know what to ask. I just drew a blank. So let's do a group hug. Because Warren wanted another group hug, so we'll just do another group hug. Well, that's just two. We're not going to keep going. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. You can read Thomas's bad dad joke. I don't want to get distracted. I'll read the next one. I'm going to pull 3 cards. It's interesting. I'm just kind of digesting what I just read for Trump because the Empress is the United States has taken his money, has taken the fortune, and then I had the compassion card. We're going to see people become more compassionate. We're cranking up the energy. We are. Oh, he had 0 to do with the Twin Towers. Yeah, I don't know what there's a question about the towers. I don't really understand what that question is. Anyway, so you can see there's a QR code right there. This is how you contact me if you want the most amazing psychic reading you've ever had, or spiritual life coaching, or so many other things. You just have to go to my website. Do we have any wrenches? Do we have any wrenches? I appreciate the wrenches, but apparently a troll got through. Nobody's going to be telling me that the Biden family is a crime family. All right. I was going to read on the Trump family. So let's start with Dawn. I was pointing the wrong way. Oh, really? I must be. Yeah, well, see, this is what I see. So, okay. Maybe I didn't check the right box to have the right image. Okay. Wait. The Trump family. I have to pick one. Don Jr. Oh, they're not seeing the QR code. Are you not seeing the QR code? I'm still adjusting to StreamYard. You have to excuse me. It's a learning curve. It's not real easy at first. Don Jr. Oh yeah, I get this card about him a lot. The Moon. He's an emotional wreck right now. I mean, you have to keep in mind these kids. You know, like Alina Havlik. Oh, those kids, the poor kids. Look what they're doing to his father. Well, it's because of him that they have the lives that they have. They could have opted out of that kind of life of corruption. And I mean, if they had any scruples at all. Anyway, so Don Jr. is an emotional mess, having a total meltdown. I guess it doesn't take a psychic to tell you that, but I'm just saying that's what's coming up. He thinks he's just going to surf away. He's having an emotional meltdown, but you have to understand, these Trump kids have no sense of that they ever did anything wrong. They feel that entitled. So the surfer card is coming up because Don Jr., first he's having a meltdown, but the meltdown is this. Look at what they're doing to me. Look at what they're doing to us. Look at what they're doing to my father. It's so pathetic. And I'm getting this card again too. So they're losing all their money. This is all their wealth. This is all their wealth. So it's going to be smoke and mirrors. But they are delusional. They are delusional. He owes $4 million. Sucks for him. Yeah. They are delusional. Let's look at Eric. 3 cards about Eric. Don Jr. is packing his nose tonight. I didn't read that first before I read it out loud. Somebody's opinion. Eric. Wow, I keep getting, they think they're going to surf. They just think they're going to surf. The Trump kids literally think, Don and Eric, they literally think they're just going to cruise through and just go on business as usual. They'll have their meltdown. They have their emotional victim meltdown. Look at what they're doing to me. Can you imagine being like that? Can you imagine every bad thing that happens that you created, yelling at everyone else for noticing? The Lover's evil spawn. I do have the Lover card. Yeah, this is about the grift. This is the surfing card. That's why I'm getting the surfer card for both of them, Don and Eric, because they think they're just going to surf on the grift on their base. They're so delusional. That's what they're looking at. That they think that's the way it's going to work for them. It's not. But the few times tonight I've already gotten, they're going to just keep on keeping on. They're going to keep on keeping on going. The monitor is still with them, but what I'm talking about is what they're going to spew. I know the monitor is still going to be monitoring them, which is a great thing. I'm just talking about like their reaction to today. Ain't Eric's wife rich? I don't know. Is Laura Trump rich? I don't really get that she's that rich. Cheryl's laughing. What deck is it? Oh, this is the Voyager deck. Do you like this deck? It's kind of complex. I've shown it to y'all before. It's a Voyager deck. And it's from the 1990s. No, it was in 1984 they were designed. Wow. And I've had them for a very long time. And I'm glad I didn't lose them. Because I do lose my decks sometimes when I travel and move. Yeah, so that I got the surfer card twice. That what they're planning to do is grift. They're going to be all emotional. Woe is me, woe is me. They're always picking on me. Can't imagine being in a world without just being in a life with absolutely no conscience. It's incredible. Inheritance from the father's investments in RAO's products. I don't know what you mean. What's RAO? Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the loser's so-called campaign. Are you able to see the QR code, everyone? I don't know if they're seeing it. Just curious, because someone said it was in a different place than where I was pointing. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Russian people. Yes, you can see it. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, it's a band. Wait a minute. I don't like to miss things. You mean REO? Speedwagon? It's on the right side of the screen facing you. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Russian people. Wow. And I did see there was video of some of the Russian people going to the Gulag where Navalny was killed and leaving roses. And I heard that was very dangerous for them. So it's interesting. Thanks for your feedback. It's interesting that they felt brave enough to do that, isn't it? Boycott Home Depot. Okay. I'm reading about the Russian people. Loser Laura Trump. I read that as loser Trump. Laura Trump is going for the RNC co-chair, so she'll give the loser money. He's falling apart. Laura has her music royalties. Ha ha ha. That's hilarious. That woman cannot sing. Sorry. All right. I have the devil card. I'm reading on the Russian people. They know they're being deceived. Well, it's similar to what's happening here. Well, you don't say. What's happening in Russia is similar to what's happening here. There is a certain segment of the Russian population that believe Vladimir Putin. And that's why we have the delusion card. We have the delusion card. A lot of the Russian people and I'm getting the sense that it's kind of like equal, but it's changing on both fronts. What's going on in America is also going on in Russia in a certain way. Yeah, very sad about Navalny. But he made a huge impact. And some people after they die are more powerful than in life. Thank you, Cheryl. So I have the delusion card, the player card, and the reflection card. This is about the Russian people. They're going to get more courageous. I have the player card here. They're going to get more courageous. This is the player card. They're going to get more courageous. They're just going to kind of throw caution to the wind. I mean, which is like barely scratches the surface of what Alexei Navalny was able to do because he was that courageous. But it's going to make them more courageous. And you know what? It's my hope and my prayer that it makes us more courageous. And because what the Russian people are going through, what the Ukrainians are going through, it's just like, it's so exponentially a billions and billions of times worse than what we're going through. So we really have to reflect on that. But the Russian people are reflecting on like, I get like 53% really are gung-ho about overthrowing Putin. The rest are just deluded. And in the United States, I don't think it's 51, 49, or I don't think it's that way. I think in the United States right now it's more like in the 60 percentile. This is just what I'm picking up of people that don't want anything to do with the loser. Are the Russian people suspicious of Navalny's death? Absolutely. Yeah, what do they have to lose? That's true, because when Putin invaded Ukraine, there were a lot of people. Remember, there were a lot of people that got thrown in jail. Remember that video footage that we saw? How can we support Ukraine? Rescue.org. The International Rescue Committee. That's how we can support Ukrainians. I say that every single week at Church of Spirituality. Putin did kill him. For entertainment purposes only, they murdered him. I see it. You might see it too. There you are! Kathy, we've been looking for you. We've been waiting for you. Kathy's in the house. Professional Aquarian Kathy is in the house. She's our resident astrologer. So, you probably had a dinner date or something? When I started tonight, I mentioned Mars in Aquarius, and then I noticed that Mercury is in Aquarius, and then I noticed that somebody said Venus is in Aquarius, and the Sun is in Aquarius, and Pluto is in Aquarius. Is it? You've been working. Good for you. Can you just let us know, am I right about that there's that many planets in Aquarius, including the Sun? We need your help. Look, you're getting almost as popular as Damon and Thomas. Damon saying hello. Yes, Venus moved into Aquarius today. Yeah, we talked about that. I have to go back and re-listen to our Spirit Talk podcast because there's so much in them. And isn't Mars in Aquarius now too? That many planets in Aquarius. So if you're wondering if this is unprecedented in terms of all this stuff going on, it is, right? If you think things feel different, it's not your imagination. Tomorrow, Venus meets Pluto. We might have to do a pop-up on StreamYard. All right. Phew. I'm going to just change decks for a sec because these two decks I've been using are really complicated. Just in terms of the visual. I'm going to use my little itty bitty cards, and I'm going to ask what's going on with Putin. Now just going back to Putin. It's not a coincidence that Navalny met his demise right before the Russian election. It's definitely a sign that Putin is not feeling like he's paranoid anyway. Whoever's posing as Putin is paranoid anyway. Didn't want the competition. I don't know how Navalny was communicating, but there are ways. Putin feels weak to me. He feels very weak. So I'm pulling 3 cards on him. There's an eclipse on April 8th. Yes. Now that you're here, Kathy, everyone's going to be asking you questions about astrology, the astrology that's going on. There's no such thing as a coincidence, that's for sure. So I'm just going to pull 3 cards about Vlad. Before he attacked Ukraine, I used to call him our buddy Vlad. I was just being sarcastic, but I haven't called him that anymore. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember exactly where I was when Putin declared war in Ukraine. It was late at night. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and they were having some kind of a big conference with the different countries. I don't know if I could find this footage again, but it was happening. I remember the night that it was happening, that Putin declared war in Ukraine. Do you remember that? It was 2 years ago. Are we going on 3 years? I've lost track. It was in 2022. Yeah. So, and there was somebody from another country that was chewing out the guy from Russia who was saying that Putin was declaring war in Ukraine. Just chewing him out. And it was like, oh my God, my housemate was there, and I was like, Putin just declared war in Ukraine. I was just flabbergasted. The lunar eclipse is happening March 25th, and that's when Trump goes on trial for it's not just me. Other people are losing track too. Remember all that support we had for Ukraine? Remember that? It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, you remember when all the trucks were there? And my guides hid it from me. My guides hid it from me. My guides didn't show me that Putin was going to invade. I didn't believe either they wouldn't show me, or I just couldn't conceive of it. Election interference, hush money. Okay, that's on the 25th. I haven't seen Biden's what his speech was today, but I heard it was really amazing. Silence from Trump. Darren, good point. Oh, that'll be interesting. We might have to read on that. Clarence is saying he would hunt the hell out of Putin. Yeah, I know, really. So anyway, this is about Putin. The Six of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. I have this sense that Putin is trying to find out who he can get on his side. The Two of Cups, he's seeing if he can make deals to get what he wants and what he needs. This is Putin. The Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Vladimir Putin really thinks he can, unfortunately, what the Putin Republicans are doing is putting wind in Putin's sails. So, I'm not saying Russia's going to win. What I'm saying is that the loser gave Putin something to put a little wind in his sails. In terms of getting the Republicans to not give aid to Ukraine. And the House is on the Putin Republicans left a couple of years ago. You might remember I used to say this. They should all have signs taped to their backs that say, I work for Putin. Honestly, is that obvious? It's put a little wind in Putin's sails that the Republicans are doing his bidding. Let's talk about you. Get a psychic reading. Why not? Yeah, that's interesting. The guides are saying it will be short-lived. That little boost that Putin's getting will be short-lived. I feel like in about 4 weeks. Well, they're having some kind of a summit today. I'm not sure. I didn't get the details. There's too much news. About Kamala Harris was speaking right after Navalny the news came out about him. Kamala Harris was given a speech. I hope Putin is scared too. But this helped him. What the Putin Republicans are doing is helping him to be a little less scared. Kamala Harris sounds really strong. Can I just say? Biden called out Putin. He would. Biden's not afraid of Vlad. He's not. And I do have a sense that Zelensky's feeling a little bit of a shot in the arm, so that's good. I'm feeling like something got accomplished today at that conference that they're having. Does anyone know what the conference the world leaders are meeting today? Do you know what it's called? Vlad is afraid of Putin. Do you mean that he isn't afraid of Putin? Yeah. Like, I didn't think that. Yeah, Vlad is afraid of Biden. I agree. Yes. Thank you, Alicia. Okay. Should we do a quick commercial? Let's just do 2 slides so I don't have to take a big break because I'm on to another question. Check out our Thursday show now on Facebook. Yeah, we did a show yesterday. It's not an astrology show. It's a show about, you know, what it's like to live like this way. Poor Jonathan. I want to remind you that Jonathan Glass, the holistic doctor, is having his total life cleanse. You know, we did a couple of shows together where I interviewed him. I just want to share with you this. I don't get paid for this, but I know a lot of people can use the cleanse. It starts on February 19th. So check that out. The Total Life Cleanse. That's the book, and that's Jonathan Glass. He has a healing center in Concord, Mass. Okay, that's good for now. Thank you. Okay. It's not a colon cleanse. Cheryl, didn't I say TMI the other night? It's called the U.S. Allies Meeting. Is that what it's? Oh, I thought you said it was called that. Does anyone know what it's called? The Munich Security Conference. What an interesting juxtaposition. That's an interesting juxtaposition to be happening now. If you step back from what's going on and you remove your emotional self from it for a sec, and you look at, you know, the way that things play out. Navalny gets murdered. They're saying he just dropped dead out for a walk. Navalny gets murdered. They're having the security conference of world leaders in Munich. The Munich security meeting. Thank you, Cheryl H. At the same time, and they're talking about how to deal with Putin. I'm sure that's a main topic of conversation, especially in light of what happened. Trump needs a colon cleanse, not an enema. All right, I'm not going to read the chat. I'm not going to read crass things in the chat. You can put them up there, but I'm not going to read them out loud. I'm going to be decent. You hear war drums for Pootie? I agree with you. Munich, interesting choice. Munich is okay. Gerrymandering be damned. We need to vote, and you all need to join Grassroots Democracy. I'm going to read on the Putin Republicans and how they're responding to this news that they've been caught. They've been caught. You know what? I think I need my dark cards for these guys. I'm just feel like switching up my cards today. Hang on. Horrible people need horrible cards. Grassroots of Democracy is amazing. It is. We're getting a lot done. More Democrats running in elections winning. We're going to read these cards for the Putin Republicans because they're so heinous. This is the Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen Tarot. All right. I can tell it was a big news day because there's a lot of people in the chat. And I want to say if you're new, welcome. Please hit the subscribe. Subscribe. It's free. Nobody harasses you. You're just helping me. Hit the subscribe and the thumbs up, and then I get to get out to more people. And I'm doing so much good stuff that people would like and need. I'm doing a lot of stuff for free. I know the universe will reward me. If you send me a donation in the mail, I just want to say thank you. I only go to the post office like once a week, and I did get some envelopes today, so thank you. Much appreciated in advance. The Putin Republicans. Why did they go away for 2 weeks? I'm just going to ask that. Thanks, Terry. I'm just going to ask, what are they doing? What are they doing? Yes, Germany's fine. Germany's fine. I have a friend that's a psychic that just moved to Germany with his boyfriend. Who's Russian? Imagine that. For 1 second, for a microsecond, I was like, oh, what am I reading on? And I did that. This is what just happened. Just to let you know. Because I was talking about my friend who moved to Germany. I kind of like lost what I was reading on for a microsecond, and then I went like this, and I went, oh my God, what am I reading on? And then I was like, oh, I'm reading on the Putin Republicans because it's bad. The Eight of Swords, that is the jail card. The Putin Republicans have been outed. Wow. This is very bad. Think about it. Think about that's criminal what they did. That we should all be emailing and signing petitions, and you know what I mean? These other countries that are really in peril are putting America to shame. We got to get involved. The Comer needs to be impeached. Jim Jordan needs to be all the crooks need to be impeached. The Eight of Swords indicates jail. The Nine of Swords indicates sleepless nights of torment. Wow. The Three of Wands, they're trying to pull something together, but it's not working. It's not working. There are some comments up here that are funny, but I can't read them aloud because people will think I'm crass. And we wouldn't want that, would we? Because I'm having my tea. I have to pretend to be proper. I'm proper. Their time is coming. I totally get that. I am spiritual. I totally get that. I wanted to give a shout out, totally unrelated to anything topic, but I want to give a shout out to Nina. I don't know if she's in the chat. I'm gonna tell you this because it's gonna tell you all that you too are psychic. It's not just me. Sometimes, even though you're not working as a psychic or whatever, I literally got an email from Nina, who watches. She said, I had a dream that you were driving and it was really, really snowy, like a blizzard. And I just wanted to tell you that I saw that, and I think she said to be careful or something. Last night, I'm at my office. It's getting late, and I hear all this wind and everything. And somehow I missed the memo that it was going to be like a blizzard outside. And I had to drive home in like a whiteout. And she sent me that email today, and I'm like, are you kidding me? That was quite amazing. You too are psychic. Wow. Tell us more about. I just thought that was so fascinating. I mean, I believe, obviously, I'm a believer in that. But when somebody demonstrates like that, that's pretty good. I made it home okay. But boy, it was like really hard to see anything. Repeat that joke. How do you organize a space party? You plan it. That's a good one. Thomas, do you have a book? Is that what it is? Yes, I made it home safe, but then she sent me that email today, and I was like, how did she know? It was like she had a psychic camera on me, picking up on me. Like, I mean, I can drive in the snow, but not well when it's like that. Could not even see the road. Okay, so MAGA Mike. Let's go back to MAGA Mike. What the heck? The Germans hit the streets a few weeks ago to protest the rise of the right-wing parties. Yes, they did. We need to do more of that. But I understand that we have a gun problem in this country. And I understand that that's why people aren't on the streets. I do understand that. I mean, it's not like, let's not forget what happened on Wednesday. Okay, so MAGA Mike, Nostradamus. Oh my gosh. MAGA Mike, this is not the first time I got this card on MAGA Mike. I generally get the Tower card. I often get the Death card. He's done. I'm getting a strong impression that MAGA Mike was the ringleader. Now, we know he was the ringleader for January 6th. That's factual. Which reminds me, while I'm on the topic, we did start a book club, and tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to discuss Liz Cheney's book, Oath and Honor. You can put that up if you want. Once a month, we're having a book club. And the reason that what made me think of that was MAGA Mike it's in that book. Liz Cheney talked about his involvement. So yeah, come to that. You don't have to have read the book. We're just gonna discuss it. I know, Damon. The card I took out the dark cards because they're dark people. But I also get that MAGA Mike is intimately connected, closely connected to the whole take down Joe Biden scheme. Oath and Honor. Yes, we're going to be discussing the book. But like I said, you don't have to have read the book because we're just going to discuss a couple paragraphs. And we have a Grassroots of Democracy work meeting tomorrow. We do that every Saturday. He's done. He's done. MAGA Mike has been outed. And I might mean that in more ways than one. Nostradamus, it's his fate to be found out. And the Ace of Wands, this is the truth. The truth about MAGA Mike is coming. It's going to end his reign. His reign of lameness. And then some. Will who be next? Who's prevailed? Who's prevail, Warren? I don't know what you're talking about. Biden is amazing. More Democrats running elections winning. Accentuate the positive. Bank account. Oh, it could be that. Is that okay? Yeah, it could be. There's something really. I don't think it takes a psychic to see. There's something really sinister about MAGA Mike. Oh, she called him the architect of January 6th. I might not have gotten to that part of the book. See, I haven't even finished the book yet, and I'm hosting the book club. I'm going to ask the pendulum. I feel like MAGA Mike has been working, kind of, like weaving himself into this corruptive scheme, this kind of Russian scheme. He's been weaving his way in and out of it since January 6th, maybe a little bit before. The loser's coffee boy, yep. Why do the Republicans all leave town? We can ask that. The guys are saying because they want to show everyone how important they are. I don't know. I don't know how that they want to show people how important they are, how entitled they are. I don't get that it's something like they're not like having planning meetings. I don't get that. MAGA Mike is Mike Johnson. Oh, do people not know who I'm talking about? I'm gonna pull 3 cards about the bank account situation. The having no bank account. I know no adults that don't have a bank account. I might have in the past, like people that maybe were off the grid. I don't know a lot of people like that, but what about MAGA Mike's bank account? Oh yeah, there's a lover card. It's who he's in bed with, and we have. You heard it here, people. What are they finding out about MAGA Mike? I kid you not. Who he's in bed with, so to speak. I don't mean like sex. Vlad Dracula. No wonder I'm using these cards. So you tell me what you think. Cheryl just put it. Cheryl H just put it up there. He gets money from Russia, and here it is. Lover card. Sorry, Damon. This is a heterosexual one, and I didn't pull up the Roman gods this time. This deck, for those who aren't in the know about this deck, there are 3 lover cards. One is a lesbian couple, and one is a gay male couple, and this is a heterosexual one. This is a Vita. But anyway, what's up with Maga Mike? He's in bed with Vlad Dracula. Can you believe it? The cards speak. No bank account. The Knight of Cups. Oh yeah. When it's found out, it's going to be an overhaul. Remember, everybody, I said in the early part of the year, but I got the year wrong, the Democrats were going to take back over. Set this game of chess up back with the stormy payoff and the pre-planned family and wife. It's hard for me to see because these glasses are awful. Mike Johnson looks like a leprechaun. He looks like an evil leprechaun. He's got evil spewing out of his ears. There will be a blue tsunami even before November, Warren Green. I know Warren's saying there'll be a blue tsunami in November, and I'm saying it will be before November. You heard it here. You heard it here. Yes. Yeah, sorry, Teresa, if you were watching last year, I got the year wrong. In the early part of the year, I said the Democrats would take back over the House. Okay. Oh, my goodness. It's 8:13 here. I guess we should be reading tea leaves. You bet Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Rhode Island, could track the Russian Republican. I think he already has. Jack Smith definitely has. Let's switch decks for a second because I'm going to pull 3 cards about gun laws. I sent out a newsletter. By the way, I'm on Substack now. I write newsletters for our Grassroots of Democracy meetings 3 times a week. And I wanted them out, and I wanted my newsletters to have more, outreach, more visibility. So my newsletters are now also on Substack. So I need you all to go to Substack. This doesn't cost you anything. You can subscribe for free. But look up Grassroots of Democracy group on Substack and just be a subscriber, even if you already get the newsletters for Grassroots of Democracy, because I need to form a base. I do want to read on, there's been so much news. It's just got drowned out. The horrific gun massacre. And I'm going to pull 3 cards about, is anything going to happen? The Democrats taking back the House and dominating. The Democrats in the majority across the board will get gun laws. It will get everything. With Democrats taking over, the majority everywhere will get everything. Let's keep our focus on that. So 3 cards on gun laws. You know what? I'm just getting this overwhelming feeling that the GOP is really, really falling apart. And look at who they have. Look at who they have as their main guy. He's absolutely 3 sheets to the wind, the most criminal guy in history. In history. Do they have a YouTube page? Does who? Oh, Substack. Substack is it's writers. Writers writing. Thank you, Cheryl, for reminding me about the tea leaves. Like Mary Trump has a Substack. Simon Rosenberg has a Substack. Midas Touch has a newsletter now. I'm not sure if they're on Substack. Michael Moore is on Substack. Anybody who's anyone on Substack. So I thought I would join because I want to be somebody. I'm somebody now. Well, the Two of Cups. It does look like we're going to get gun laws. It does look like we'll get gun laws. Will they charge the parents of the minor shooters? I do think so. Yeah, I do think so. Yeah, great reading, great stuff to read on Substack. I'm loving Substack. Check it out. The Six of Swords. Yeah, they're reeling. People are reeling. America is reeling from the gun violence, just absolutely reeling. And the Six of Swords often indicates January 6th. So I do see the nefarious connections with the NRA and Russia and all that. I do see all that. But the Ace of Pentacles says we will get gun laws. We will. I'm feeling a lot of action on that in the summer. The Kansas City shooters were juveniles. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And not for anything, but I can't watch violence on TV. I can't handle it. I have no interest in it. It's and unfortunately, I'm relegated to watching old sitcoms. And maybe, nice movies. Taylor Swift gave $100,000 to the family of the woman who was killed in Kansas City. Yeah, I said that on Wednesday. I saw that Taylor Swift was going to be a big player in the move for gun laws. So that's good. There might need to be a constitutional amendment to clarify the Second Amendment. Let's just ask the pendulum. There definitely should be. That's a great idea. And Missouri, yeah, it's worth mentioning. Missouri voted these heinous human beings in positions of leadership that have no business being in positions of leadership. Missouri had passed a law that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can carry a gun. You can just walk down the street packing heat. Can you imagine your parents going, yeah, you're going out, oh, take your gun. You want to take your gun? Take your gun. You might feel like shooting someone. What the F? Honestly, I was so upset on Wednesday night. I apologize if I made anybody uncomfortable. I was just, what a horrible day it was. It was Valentine's Day. That kind of helped. But I want to just show, I want to say I really appreciate you all joining up together. We need to have a day of mourning. We really do. You saw a Taylor Swift short on YouTube supporting President Biden. She will support. Yeah, she will. She will. Thank you, James. What was I asking? Oh, is there going to be an amendment to the Second Amendment? Will there be an amendment to the Second Amendment? I do get a yes on that. Good question, Warren. I want to acknowledge you for that really good question because I pick on you so much. He can take it. He's from New York. It's time. Oh no, I can't watch violence, and I'm always amazed. I'm like, well, why are these kids so violent? I can look at a video game at an arcade. There are still places that have those things, and those are violent. So when you think about, and I was wondering too, I'm going to ask this because it was a question that was on my mind. I'm wondering too if violent computer games are funded in any way by the NRA. That was on my mind, so I'm just going to ask that question. Are violent computer games really violent? There's some very, very violent, computer games. Are they funded in any way by the NRA? Violent computer games. Are they funded in any way by the NRA? I'm getting a strong yes on that. Thank you, Dale. Oh, that's the nicest thing anyone ever said. I am somebody. Thanks. Fox is horrified Taylor Swift is encouraging young people to vote. Oh, it's a crime. Go out and vote. It's a crime? Yeah. I'm getting a strong yes on the NRA has supported the violent video game companies. The computer games. Wow. Okay. I cannot believe it's 8:21. Do we have more commercial slides? We must. Let's go through them real quick. You have to stay because I haven't read the tea leaves yet. And I don't make you sit through long commercials. Okay. My QR code is there. But scan that to go to my website. I am available for readings. That looks like my hands and everything, but it's not. Pretty good job there. I do tea leaf readings for people too. That's a little less money. It's like half price. Spiritual life coaching will change your life for the better. We want to be held accountable to meet our goals. When you join my YouTube channel, you get an affirmation in your inbox every day. It's awesome. The top 2 levels, you're invited to a psychic party once a month. Next, we have our Grassroots Democracy Book Club. And every week I do Church of Spirituality at 1 p.m. every Sunday, Eastern Time, live stream. Grassroots Democracy discussion group on Thursday night. Saturday we have a work session at 4:30. And also, okay. And then we do a guided meditation for Healed America on Tuesdays. And is there one more slide or 2? Oh, the releasing religious guilt. Yes, there's a 40-day program that I'm working on. I'm still working on getting the recordings, but you get an essay for 40 days in a row that help you to heal and release your religious guilt. You might not even know you have religious guilt, but you'll be able to tell when you read my essays. All right, and let's read the tea leaves, shall we? I want to thank you so much for being here. Please support pro-democracy channels. There are many pro-democracy channels, many pro-democracy channels. Thank the goddess that are doing great work for practically nothing. Support Midas Touch. Well, they have advertisers, which is good. Support Midas Touch, Brian Tyler Cohen, David Packman, Luke Beasley. There's so many, I can't even name them all. But support pro-democracy channels. It's really important. And please join Grassroots Democracy. We don't bite. We're friendly and we have a good time. Yes, the reason that I'm offering the Releasing Religious Guilt program is because people have been begging me for years. I kept threatening to do this. And it's not a class, it's a program that you do on your own. Check it out. What do we have here? We have an angel where there's a star. Navalny's assassination, I'm going to call it. There's a heart and an angel is going to be highlighted on the world stage. And we're going to see a huge shift. Oh, Travis Kelce gave $100,000 for the Hurt Kids Day. Good. That really warms my heart. It gives me hope. Amy's a recovering Catholic too. You really need to sign up for this program. It's coming out really well. I'm kind of creating it as I go, but it's 40 consecutive days. Look at all these people that need to release their Catholic guilt or their religious guilt. You're welcome, Warren. Lots of love. I'm doing my best to keep you sane. I see like a, that looks like a, I know, it might not look like it to you, but it looks like a lobster to me. I see a whale. There's a whale. I see that's a baby running. And, oh, we have lots and lots under the Mars. All the nefarious forces engaged in war are being revealed. The nefarious forces. Netanyahu pops into my mind. I see a heart too. Thomas sees a camel. That means a long journey. We're in a long journey, but we're there together. We're here together. Love wins. Don't forget. And I see, that looks like, I don't know. I see like an alligator. So let's see. An alligator. I've lost my book, but the alligator means something, you know, there's something unexpected that's going to come out and happen, but it's in the future. I feel that there's a country that's going to be attacked that's going to be like a quick war that stops right away. So it's an interesting impression. Sorry, I can't find my book. Where did I put it? Anyway, so that's about all that I have. But there's definitely, I just want to show you this. There's an angel in the star. This is about Navalny being raised up. He's with the angels. I feel like he's from the spirit realm. He's going to be a huge influence, and that's going to there's going to be a lot that happens on the world stage because of that. And before we go, I just want to tune into the Putin Republicans, and I see aid going to Ukraine. I see aid going to Ukraine. I totally see it. Yeah. This thing with Navalny has pushed things into a different realm. All right. I didn't plan to stay so long. I guess I was just having a good time with all of you as usual. Please join us for Grassroots of Democracy. Come to the book club. It's only an hour tomorrow, if you can fit it in. And we all need to be talking, so that's why we do these groups. When tomorrow? 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 to 4. And then we have 4:30 to 6, we do our work session for Grassroots of Democracy. We really do have a good time, so you do want to join us. Thank you so much. Please share, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you again real soon. I love you all. Thanks for your gifts and donations. Namaste. Bye.